This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play and get along with each other.
Welcome everybody to Wednesday War Games episode number 48 as Liam talks over me introducing the podcast because he's a jerk.
That was the point.
You see, the thing is, we record these on separate audio tracks so that I can edit out that if I wanted to. So I shouldn't have acknowledged it. I should have just ignored it and plowed ahead and edited it in post, and you would have been none the wiser, just like I did last week when I edited in post in a different way.
I knew that. Yeah, I heard that before you told me about it.
You saw it in the Discord. The Discord is telling you about things.
Wasn't even the Discord. I received a direct message about it.
Oh, people are ratting me out. Snitches get stitches, listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Ratting me out.
That's all I had was I assumed you were just going to walk right through it like you do with everything I talk about.
Wow, that's an upsetting accusation to throw out at the start of a podcast. Our 48th episode.
Not even the podcast. It's like life. You do this to me.
Listen, you can... I'm hot. Our DM relationship entirely consists of me sending you things, you completely ignoring them, you sending me things, and if I don't respond, you get pissy at me. So you cannot for one single solitary second say that our relationship is defined by me ignoring you. We're just having it out on the podcast. This has become therapy. This is Garrett and Liam fight each other.
First of all, I'll have you know every single thing you send to me, I acknowledge in person. I give a little or ooh, or aha, or even I'll think something about it, but I just don't have the time to type. You know, type, bloody takes forever, alright? So, I'm sorry. I apologize. Now will you acknowledge that you steamroll me on everything?
There was that quote from the Welcome to Night Vale book that I sent you. It's like, hummed Janice. It was what you did when she didn't care what the other person had said, but the rhythm of the conversation demanded a response. And that's the entirety of our relationship right there.
There's so many hmms.
It's like literally, it's, we were seen and attacked simultaneously.
I literally, I sent, probably a third last message I sent you was a
Yes, which is clearly a disrespect.
We've really fallen off on the grooves, though.
Yeah, we're not angry at each other anymore. We just don't care about each other.
There's hmms, there's ha's, there's yeses, there's I like Seamus.
Fella!
There's you accusing me of being Antifa.
That's fair. You do like people. You booed the National Guard, Liam. It's very anti-American. That's Antifa behavior right there. If Antifa was real, that's a thing they'd do.
But it was so funny.
Why did you boo the National? What show were you watching first?
Royal Rumble 2010.
Uh-huh.
They just said, and then we go to the National Guard, and everyone was like, woo, and I'm just like, boo.
Liam is by himself, by the way. This is solely to pop himself.
Yeah, and then, that show's awful. Okay, well, Undertaker Ray this is what we're here to talk about, 2010, baby. Undertaker Ray is really good. It's the match of the decade up until that point.
Whoa, screw you, TNA Genesis.
Well, Genesis sucked.
It's a bad show.
The best match on that show was 3 stars, so.
Yeah, 3 1/4.
Sorry, 3 1/4. The TV match was 4 stars, though, so. Good work, AJ and Kurt, from January 4th, 2010.
Screw you, Wrestle Kingdom. They're like, we're the real Wrestle Kingdom here.
Well, it's actually, I can't give Taker Ray the full credit because I haven't seen Wrestle Kingdom yet. That's on my next thing after the Rumble.
What is it? Nakamura against Takayama on that show, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be the shit. I think I've seen it once.
And Marufuji against Tiger Mask 4.
Hell yeah.
Team 3D were the TNA representatives on that show. I think they had a tag match with somebody or other.
They probably had a 3-way 6-man tag title thing because they used to do those all the time. Do you know what else was on that show that made the Piggy James stuff was on that show?
Oh no!
And you know what? Okay, Piggy James is just objectively an awful story. I mean, you can tell it, I suppose, but maybe not as cartoonishly evil.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just really interesting. Where it's the commentator's attitude towards Mickey was like, "Oh, well, yeah, she is fat. You can't say it." That was the exact attitude they had for it, and it was so fucked up. Like, you'd expect them to be like, jumping to Mickey's defense, or like trying to like, they're just like, "Oh yeah, Mickey does have that weight problem." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Imagine working for that company. It's just a night. It's a never-ending nightmare that pays pretty well. So if you want to sell your soul, there you go. And even these days, it probably doesn't pay pretty well unless you go straight in at the top.
Unless you had the foresight to have like a contract lawyer to look over your contract
and not sign the bargain basement NXT deal.
But then you can be like, I was going to say Austin Theory, but I want to talk about literally anyone except Austin Theory. Jake Atlas. You can be like Jake Atlas.
Or he can have this great feud with Tommaso Ciampa. Is that supposed to be a segue? Is that a segue? Are we segueing? Every week we talk about AEW Dynamite, WWE NXT. No, there's AEW first, but still. Last week AEW won, so we shall talk about AEW Dynamite first. AEW Dynamite opened with Miro and Kip Sabian defeating Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. Oh god, Liam.
Before you completely rip into this, I liked the match.
I thought the match was boring as well, but
that's
sure.
fine. That's fine. I liked the match. I did think it was a horrific debut. like if it was Kip Sabian and fucking, I don't know, Dr. Luther, I would be like, okay, it's just the nerds having a nerd match. But it's like, oh, Miro's also there.
Because like Miro tags in at the start with the first one he tags in. He tags in, and I can't remember who's in the ring, but he kills them. And it's like, oh, Miro is here, and that's it. That's all Miro does. The rest of the match is him like selling, or him tweaking his knee on the floor, or him nearly dropping Kip Sabian on his head. That was fun.
But that's cool though. That's like, I think that's actually a good part of the Miro character. If he just completely starts to disregard Kip, and then they could like do some real multimedia level storytelling here, where they should have them play Warzone and just have Miro refuse to pick Kip up and like put Kip into dangerous situations first. This could be a real multi-layered story for the 2020, for the gamer kids.
You'll have to add Miro's Twitch streams to Being the Elite and all the other shoulder content you have to watch to understand the programming of AEW Dynamite.
Or they should just hire some dashing young podcast host to release some sort of lore-based podcast every week.
Oh. Who could they get to do that? The Everything Elite guys, I think they'd be great at that.
No, yeah, they would. Yeah, but I could like write for it. I watch the show so I can write stuff.
I don't like Miro enough to be really angry about this. People are really into Miro, and I'm like, the guy's never had a good match in his life.
So, yeah, we did the research.
We did do the research. The guy has literally never had a great match.
Well, he had the one AJ 4-star match.
Yeah, AJ carried him to a 4-star match in an era when AJ wasn't very good. But yeah, I don't like Miro enough to get really annoyed at this. So I'm just like, well, I'm more just baffled. Like, this is how you treat Miro? This big hulking guy who kills people? And maybe it's their own fault for having too many monsters. They already have Cage, they already have Archer, they already have Brody as these big guys who can't lose. So can they add a fourth one? It's their fault for hiring a fourth one. And they have Wardlow, and they have, I'm sure there's more on the roster.
Wardlow, who never even gets on the show.
It's upsetting how little Wardlow there is on Dynamite these days. This is what you get for signing all the WWE guys. There's no room for Wardlow anymore.
I'll just wait till that second show comes around, big boy.
He will be the ace of AEW Lightning.
Is that the rumored name? Oh, did I make that joke too?
I think everyone's made that joke because of Dynamite and Nitro and Thunder and Lightning. It makes so much sense. It has to be called Lightning. Come on.
Like, why do they have to delve so much into the WCW nostalgia?
Because Cody.
Just be PWG.
I don't like it either. I'm like, be yourself, be your own thing, be the thing people want from AEW. Like, don't
American
be old.
New Japan.
Well, yes, but don't be old WCW, don't be old WWF, don't be try to be the new ECW. Just be you. Look at what the wrestling environment is today and be something to that. Don't look at what the wrestling environment was 30 years ago and try and be something it was then. That's stupid. So can we just leave the past behind? And like all of wrestling, can we just leave the 90s and the 80s behind and actually try and make wrestling content for 2020?
The early 2000s.
Listen, we haven't had the ruthless aggression nostalgia kick yet. That's still coming.
I feel like AEW is a little bit of the ruthless aggression nostalgia kick.
AEW's work rate TNA. Let's be real.
Yeah, like I was going to say, AEW has TNA nostalgia.
They have the tunnels. It's all that fun stuff.
By the way, like, from watching Genesis 2010, like, they got rid of the tunnels. And I was like, what are you doing?
Hulk Hogan, like, all of the things that you associate with TNA, the double tunnels, the six-sided ring, the actual wrestlers having good wrestling matches, he just got rid of all of it. The game changes now, Liam. We didn't know better. With this, the playpen ring could only get us so far, and now we have to change everything about us so that we, I don't know, fall flat in our face and slowly go out of business.
Well, it's really funny how, like, immediately they just felt like a WWE third brand.
Yeah. And how immediately the crowd rejected it. It's like, no. Just no.
Yeah, and then they're like, shut up, babies.
You don't know what you want. We know what you want. You stupid idiots.
All of their segments. That's what people are here for. Genesis 2010 takes.
Royal Rumble 2020. This is just going to be because Liam's doing a rewatch of all of the shows from 2010 and he's adding more and more shows to this rewatch. So this is what this podcast is going to become.
I settled on 5. Actually, I might add another one.
Yeah, well, 5 companies worth of shows. It's just like hundreds of shows a year.
75?
That was before New Japan, though, wasn't it?
No, that was with the New Japan. It was 50 before New Japan. Like 50 for 40 something with before New Japan. I think I'm going to add Progress to it as well.
Well, Progress. When did Progress start? Like 2014?
Yeah, so like I have a few millennia to wait before I get to that point.
You can add it all you want. You won't get there, so...
Wow, well now I gotta do it.
Eddie Kingston cut a promo on John Moxley. Eddie Kingston, very good promo.
Not as good as Bully Ray, though.
Listen, look, okay, one, Bully Ray's shooting an angle because he doesn't have a contract. He's trying to get on TV and he wants a promo with Eddie Kingston.
What? Wait, what? No. He's just having an opinion on Twitter.
Yes, because wrestlers wouldn't at all work on Twitter. But 2, people's reactions to that. I know people don't like Bully Ray. But, like, people are like, oh, you're terrible. It's like, Bully Ray is a good promo. Let's not pretend Bully Ray is a terrible promo just because he took a shot at a wrestler you like.
Bully Ray was also a good wrestler.
He was an all-time great tag team wrestler, and he was a very good singles wrestler. Let's not pretend Bully Ray is terrible just because you don't like him, and just because he takes shots at a wrestler you like. I think Eddie Kingston's probably a better promo, but Bully Ray is a great promo. I think he's a
much better promo, but that's because Eddie Kingston's promos, they tickle that part of me that I like more, like the more emotional style. But I think as far as traditional wrestling promo, like Bully Ray's like great at it. Of course he is.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston's an all-time great promo. Like legitimately, he's an all-time great promo. He's up there. Yeah, good promo. I'm kind of bummed they did this match on no build because, like, man, let it. They gave Eddie a promo, which they obviously, if they didn't give Eddie a promo, you would have heard me shout about it for 15 minutes on this podcast. But they at least gave him a promo. But man, do it on 2 weeks. Don't do it on a week's build at least. Or a day's build. They announced it the day of. God. I know extenuating circumstances, COVID, as I'm steamrolling you just to prove a point.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Listen, I'm never not self-aware of anything. Extenuating circumstances, but I'm still mad. They should have saved this match. Anyway, now you may speak.
Thank you. I was just gonna say, like,
actually, one more thing. I'm such a jerk. Okay. Now you may speak.
You know the problem is, right? You try to be the babyface, and like you try to tell them all these things that I do, that it's so bad, and I'm so mean to you. But then all they hear, all of the audio content they hear, is just you bullying me.
Listen, I can just edit out all of you objecting to the bullying, and it just sounds like I'm the babyface still.
Don't silence me. What I was going to say was I kind of wish this Eddie Kingston segment was longer. It felt really rushed. I suppose they were probably just trying to fit it in on the show. But I would have liked a little more time for Kingston's promo. I would have liked a little more time after they did the nose-to-nose portion. Just so, just let it set a little bit. It just felt a little rushed.
It was very TNA to the back-ish, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. And then I also... Well, like, your concern I was also, like, them rushing the entire thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think eventually we're going to get a longer Kingston-Moxley... not segment, but, like, storyline or something. Like, I think we're going to get more of this, so...
It's probably not going to be a title program, though.
It might be. Well, you think Archer's beating him?
I think whoever's facing Mox at Full Gear might be... Who's facing Mox at Full Gear?
Kenneth. And Hangman, triple threat.
That would make some degree of sense, yeah.
Miro.
Oh God, no! If it's not, if Kenny and Hangman are facing each other, which one would assume they're facing each other, but if they aren't, throwing them in that triple threat makes sense.
And then you can have Ken pin Hangman so that Mox doesn't take the loss, and you can run back Mox Omega.
Or you could have Hangman have the win over Mox and do the
I don't
classic triple
think
threat finish, and he throws him out of the ring and takes the pin that the Hangman should have had.
I don't think you would. They're very particular about pinning Mox.
Well, they haven't done it in the year of our Lord 2020.
I don't think they even did it in the year of our Lord 2019, because I'm pretty sure he only had the draw loss. And again, he had the loss where Park took the pin. So I don't think he's actually been pinned.
Yeah, well, you should pin him you should always pin the champion though. I hate when champions aren't pinned and belts change hands. That's cheap and lazy.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. Is that it is a cheap, lazy way out of it, and then you can run it back again. Just because you know the background of why they're doing it doesn't mean they're not allowed to do it.
Yes, it does. It's cheap and lazy. It's one of those wrestling things that has been driven into the ground and killed. It's like, oh, we protect the champion, but you end up just having the guy who wins the belt not beat the guy who had the belt, and the guy who wins the belt.
Yeah, but then he beats him next month, and it's fine. There's a story to be told, damn it. Let them tell the story in our minds that they definitely won't even do.
Yeah, it'll end up being Cage against Mox or something.
Oh boy. I hope it's Ricky Starks versus Moxley.
Ooh, that would be a main event, sure.
Beats Darby and then charges Mox.
Speaking of AEW being very TNA, in the early days of TNA, anytime TNA did something good that people liked, they'd just run it back. So, like, they did a really critically acclaimed ladder match. So there's, like, 2 more ladder matches in the next 3 weeks. People liked that Frankie Kazarian Hangman Page singles match last week. So they're like, hey, you like Hangman Page singles matches? Have another one of them.
Yeah, I immediately was like, why isn't this a Kenny match?
Actually, yes, it would have made much more sense to do a Kenny singles and then have Hangman on commentary. You are right.
And then you could have given us, like, Kenny versus Stu.
Which would have been a fun match.
But, like, this was a fun match, too. I also really liked Uno and Hangman, because I like Uno's single matches a lot. I really liked his return to PWG in 2015, where he wrestled Mike Bailey and Chris Hero. And Mark Andrews, I think.
Ooh. I miss Mark Andrews.
He's a heel in Progress. It's very weird. I've been watching some recent Progress stuff as it's gone up on the Fed work.
That is a man who has never been more a natural babyface. I suppose he grew a beard though, so maybe that's the difference maker.
Yeah, I don't know. But like
he wrestles in a fake company now.
The people aren't here for Progress talk.
Only 2010 TNA.
Yes. This is going to become a 2010 decade retrospective podcast as I go.
Listen, we can be multiple things.
Yeah, we're multifaceted.
Yeah, Hangman won. Kenny was given out on commentary.
I kind of thought the Kenny stuff was a little...
It felt more forced this week.
Yeah, and also, he's not a great commentator. So, that doesn't help.
I did like Jim Ross was giving out about his shirt, and he was just like, listen, a white shirt is very versatile.
It's true. He was also just being very mean to Uno. I'm pretty sure he called him fat like 3 times. He's
a heel, just like it's Piggy James. What's the fat pun for Evil Uno? I don't want to
do it.
No.
evil duo.
Do you think they have such strong WWE 2010 nostalgia that they'll run back Piggy James?
God, I hope not.
The Young Bucks broke Tony Schiavone's phone.
Yeah, that was such a dick move. Like, and not even like a cool bad guy thing to do. Just like a whiny child.
Yes, it's like, Tony, give me your phone. Then he bashed it off the wall and the screen was broken and Tony was sad.
Tony was like going, what are you doing? Why? Oh no, what are you doing?
You see, this is the problem. Like Alex Marvez, super heel Alex Marvez is kind of a babyface move. Breaking Tony's phone is very much a heel move. It's like, oh, that is unacceptable behavior.
I didn't like it. The segment nor the act.
I'm not really into this Young Bucks heel turn thing.
It feels forced.
It does. It's another one of those things where it's just like, we want to turn them, so kind of gonna do it stupid.
But like, you could just do like $13 and just make them really obnoxious while they still do the same stuff.
Brody Lee defeated Orange Cassidy to retain the AEW TNT Championship. Is that what? I guess it's just TNT Championship.
I think it's AEW TNT Championship.
First half of this match was real boring. Like, real boring. And then the second half was actually quite very good. So there you go. Skip to after the break is what I'm saying.
It had a good, like once it hit that point, it did go. Like, it went. And I really liked that. And it's just cool to see a Brody Lee Orange Cassidy match. Like, every time I see these big Orange Cassidy matches, though, I just go, oh, imagine if it was in front of, like, 6,000 people. Mm-hmm. I don't see it as much with other people, but with Orange Cassidy, the crowd not being there is extra noticeable because he relies so much on crowd interaction.
Like, those Jericho matches would have been, especially the first one, I think, Would have been one of the best matches of the year with a crowd. Like, 100%.
Yeah.
Second and third ones weren't great, but that first one had all the beats of what would have been a great match in front of an audience, except it didn't. Actually, the Phoenix match in particular. Remember the Phoenix match? That would have been a 5-star match. Like, legitimately. That would have been a 5-star match with a crowd.
I don't remember the Phoenix match.
It was really good. Like, it was still a 4-star match without a crowd. So imagine what an Orange Cassidy 4-star match with a crowd is. It's 5 stars. That's what it is.
I legitimately have no I don't remember that match at all.
Go back and watch it. It's very good.
Yes.
After the match, dark-haired Cody made his triumphant return, clearing out the Dark Order.
Yeah, he's got a real moody, evil Titantron now. And the Nightmare Family logo is blood.
So you know that he's edgy. Are they turning everyone heel? Is just this company going to be a company of heels?
It's going to be heel elite. It's just everyone in the elite's going to be heels.
Except for Hangman.
Except for Hangman, and Hangman's going to fight all of the heel elite.
He'll need friends, though. Him and Darby Allin against the whole heel elite.
And he'll make friends along the way.
Or just run them over with a horse. That would work.
A horse versus the Young Bucks at All Out 3.
The horse would win. Let's be real.
They just double super kick the horse.
Do you think a horse would sell a double super kick? Horse would be like,
If
fuck
it's
your
a shoot super kick, probably. If they just for real kick the horse.
After the match, Brody challenged him to a dog collar match, which, sure.
I like the old school having the prop in the hands promo that he got. That was pretty sweet. And he looks good with a chain. What can you say? Man looks good with the chain.
Some people are just born to have a chain.
Some people are born to be off the chain, like Bobby Roode.
There you go. Do. Matt Hardy came to the ring in private party. He's like, who attacked me? It was obviously Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho was like, if I attacked you, I would have hit you in the face with a baseball bat, you stupid idiot, which I think is dubious. Jericho jumps people from behind all the time. But
So what you're saying, you do think it's Jericho?
oh yeah, the heel is lying? Oh, he would never.
I don't know. I don't think it's Jericho.
Nah, it's probably not. But the question is then, who is... I think it's Private Party. I think Private Party jumped him.
I think it's Jeff Hardy. I think he's going to go straight from the ladder match to AEW, baby.
With the Intercontinental Championship in hand.
And he's going to be a heel. That sounds like the best way to bungle a Jeff Hardy debut.
It's not going to be Jeff Hardy, Liam. It's going to be Willow.
Oh, Willow the Wisp or Itchweed.
Oh, it could be Itchweed, one of the many faces of Jeff Hardy.
Yes, that famous trio of faces in pro wrestling, the faces of Jeff Hardy.
Yes, the three faces of Hardy. God, Willow was a terrible character.
I like Willow.
He
dumb.
looks cool, but like everything he ever did was awful. Like awful.
Yeah, but it's cool because it's stupid. What about Itchweed?
Cassidy challenged Jericho, big promo.
Fair. Cassidy challenged Jericho?
Was it Cassidy? I thought it was Cassidy.
Oh, yeah, I thought you meant Orange. Too many Cassidys on the
Isaiah.
show.
Sorry. Yeah, there's 2 Cassidys on the show.
Yeah, and that's the better match, so let's go. I think Isaiah Cassidy's better than Mark Quinn.
I think both are quite good. Neither is very good, but both are quite good.
Both are good in that bad way.
Yeah, in that very indie, unpolished way, but some of they may be polished.
Then we go to exactly what I said would happen last week.
FTR.
There's comedy wrestling, garbage deathmatch schmucks.
I hate FTR. I have so little time for FTR, like literally none. I like when they appear on the screen and they start talking, I'm like, I have no interest in you. I just have no interest in you doing all this real tag team wrestling. And it's like, just go away. Especially because you have much worse matches than everybody. If they had the best matches on the show.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Like, if you could at least pull out one of those NXT matches and justify you being here, perhaps.
But instead they're like, we're the best tag team. We're the only people who can do real tag team while they have 30-minute snooze fests. And then they're like, and now we have the 20-minute Brush with Greatness challenge or Brush with Gold or whatever they went with. I think it was
We're doing
Greatness.
the TNT Open Challenge.
Yeah, except without the titles on the line, I don't think. So they'll face SCU next week. Best Friends confronted them. Best Friends hugged.
This is also the third AEW champion to do this exact thing.
Which one? Oh, the Open Challenges?
Yeah, Cody did it, Sheeta did it, now they're doing it.
It's almost like they don't have any ideas. And they're just
Which
doing
is really bad 1 year in.
They're out of ideas for programs, yeah.
Hire some TV writers.
They can give you some sweet soap opera stories.
To be fair, the TV writers would probably do well if they didn't have Vince screaming at them every 3 seconds.
Yeah, if everything they wrote wasn't ripped up every Monday night.
Like, if you hired some TV writers and then, like, you know, worked with them instead of against them, maybe actually good stuff would come out of it.
Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida defeated Ivelisse and Diamante in a match that was, I don't know, it was there.
How did Ivelisse get to have this match?
Who knows? It wasn't very good.
It wasn't very good, no.
It really wasn't. It's just get back to doing Thunder Rosa and Cheetah. Chris Jericho and MJF did a promo. They're friends. They admire each other.
One day MJF is going to beat the shit out of Chris Jericho.
I was thinking, if they're going to turn the entire Elite, this feels to me like a Chris Jericho babyface turn. They're going to have MJF slowly try to like replace him in the Inner Circle instead of join him in the Inner Circle.
That's a good idea. And then, you know who else turns face out of this?
Sammy Guevara.
The War Dog.
Oh yeah, and then he kills him.
Mayhem. Wardlow, and then it's Wardlow and Chris Jericho. Jericho's cutting promos for Wardlow. Wardlow becomes the biggest star in pro wrestling. Boom. Done.
Everything ends in Wardlow. And it's all better for it.
For the Alpha and the Wardlow.
Which brought us to our main event, in which Jon Moxley defeated Eddie Kingston for the AEW
Alright,
Championship.
here we fucking... Okay, I'm going to go first because you're going to have a lot more to say.
I'm probably not. Like, all I'm going to say is I thought this match was super boring. And then you're going to say, actually, no, it's a 4-star match. And then we're going to, like...
We've become so predictable.
Yeah, and then we'll yammer for a while, and then eventually I'll steamroll you, and you'll eventually concede.
And we'll go to
that
NXT.
It wasn't good.
No, I've never done that. No, I will stay to it. I like this match a lot. It was 4 stars. I know. I like them beating the shit out of each other, and they beat the shit out of each other, and it was really intense. And I don't know, the stuff that like probably bored you, like the brawling around. There was one real long submission thing which I wasn't super into, but everything else, yeah, I liked. I like Mox and I like Eddie together, and I like that they beat the crap out of each other.
I thought they did some cool suplexes at the end, and then he won, which is where the 2 stars comes from, of the 2 stars that I gave the match. And then otherwise, it was mostly Eddie Kingston locking on holds. They started with wrist locks, which I'm like, this is my problem with Eddie Kingston. I think it's always been my problem with Eddie Kingston. And that Eddie Kingston is an all-time great promo. Like, legitimately, all-time great. And, like, when you look at his presentation and his character and who he is, you think he should be this guy who's this, like, wild street brawler. And then he tries to, like, cosplay 90s All Japan, because that's the stuff he likes, that's his influence, so that's, like, what he tries to replicate. He doesn't do that
Which
very well.
I think we can all relate to that idea of, like, here's what I'm actually probably good at, but here's what I want to do.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ever found the in-between. I don't think in his career as a wrestler, he's ever found, like, that in-between point of, here's my inspirations and here's what I'm good at. Let me try and find what's me about all of this. How I can apply this to me as a wrestler, me as a character, me as a person. And so you get these kind of matches where he's doing wrist locks, and it's like, you were doing a pull-apart earlier in the show as these wild wrestlers who were super angry at each other. And then it's like, and now we shall start doing wrist locks.
Would you have been happy with this match if they had skipped the wrist lock component and just gone straight into the chops?
Yeah, they did some slaps, and then he settled into that endless submission, and then they did some stuff. But the crowd were... This is the problem. We have crowds again, so we can also say, like, the crowd wasn't into this whatsoever.
I don't even remember. The only thing I can say is when it was up, I was like, oh, that was quick. So, clearly there was a different wavelengths going on between me and you. Someone who was probably happy that it ended, and I was like, oh, I would have liked more.
They whetted your palate, at least.
They left me wanting. Isn't that what you're supposed to do with TV wrestling, damn it?
I guess. After the match, Penta and Phoenix jumped Moxley, Will Hobbs and Darby made the save before Ricky Starks ended up laying out Darby, setting up next week when they will face off.
I appreciated Kingston still taking shots on Moxley after. Like, everyone else had kind of split off, and Kingston's like, nah, I'm getting the champ. He's mine. Even
though he literally just got choked. Actually, at least he got choked out and passed out. He didn't tap out, which is fitting of the character.
So, Garrett, there was roughly 70% of the roster that wasn't on this show.
Yeah.
That's not very good, is it?
Oh, because of COVID outbreak? Look, realistically, I saw people pointing this out. Like, they're bringing, like, 20 wrestlers to Dark every week that they do not need to bring. And those wrestlers are coming from all over the place.
Yeah, why can't they just have their Dark Stalwarts and their lower mid-card guys on it?
That's what they should have, especially at this stage in the middle of a pandemic, because you're just asking for an outbreak when you're bringing that many of unnecessary people into your television taping environment. And apparently
Yeah.
it turned out that the testing they were doing was not the testing that people assumed they were doing. They were not actually like testing for corona, which, shock of all shocks, wrestling companies didn't do what they said they were doing. And this week they actually did like proper swab tests, which is the reason everyone tested positive all of a sudden.
Yeah. So they probably all had it like the last 2 months, and they were just like, yeah, we feel fine.
And passing it to each other, and then passing it to their friends and family. Because like America still has a gigantic number of cases. It's terror. Like there's 30 cases in my city this week. 30 cases in the city of Cork.
I think we had like 10 today.
And like there's a good chance we lock down Cork next week. Like I would be surprised if we didn't, based on the rising case numbers.
We're leaving lockdown. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, we'll go into second lockdown, which I honestly I think that'll just become a norm. Like every 2 to 3 months we'll enter a lockdown, which will be just like, it's gotten kind of out of control. We need to lock it down for a couple of weeks, and then you can go back and do stuff for like 2 or 3 months, and we'll do it again.
Oh, sorry, this is only your second lockdown.
Oh, how many are you through?
Oh, including like different stages of it. Mm-hmm. Where we've had like, I think 2 full lockdowns. It's been 6 months of it. We're currently in stage 4.
Nice.
We were on stage 4. We went down to stage 3 2 weeks ago. In 2 weeks we'll be down to stage 2, and then I think it'll be like another 2 weeks to mid-October, late October. Then we should hopefully be back to normal. We just lost our curfew today, so
we never had a curfew. Like, we're currently in stage 2. As I said, like when I say we'll be locked down, we'll move to stage 3 next week, which will be much stricter in terms of like little closed restaurants and stuff like that.
Restaurants, what are those like?
I still don't go. You can go to them. I don't, but you can.
Well, I remember you were quite flabbergasted when you found out that we have to wear masks even when outside.
That seems baffling, because like you could maintain distance when outside. Like, just stay away from people.
I guess we can't trust people to do even that.
Like there's a full mask mandate indoors in all public spaces now here, but outdoors that just doesn't seem to make much sense to me. It seems cumbersome.
Well, before we go to NXT, we have to see if a wrestler's been cancelled.
Oh, good. Yeah, Dynamite was okay. I thought it was fine.
I thought it was pretty good with a couple low points. Garrett.
Yes.
Give me a number between 301. Don't know why I did it the other way around.
And 1. 301. I thought you meant like 301, as in 301 is the number,
yeah,
not 300
just between 301, like just 301 and 301, please.
I will take 3.
Oh, you're gonna take 3. Oh god, I wasn't prepared to be on the other side of the book. Contents. Okay, the best I can do here is number 8.
I'll take 8.
Alright. We have a team and 3 professional wrestlers.
Good.
Garrett, I think this bit has been going on for 3 minutes.
We know something you don't know, and if we don't care, then what's the lyrics of that song? I don't know.
3-minute warning.
I don't think either of them were cancelled. Sadly, both of them are dead, which is quite depressing. But
Oh, dude, Umaga might be my favourite WWE big man ever.
he ruled.
I love Umaga. He's so good. The match with Cena, legitimate 5 stars. One of the... God, what a great match.
It's a good.
Then we have Abe Knuckleballs Schwartz.
I have no idea whether he's been cancelled or not.
Adam Bomb.
Again, no.
And adorable Adrian Adonis.
I'm sure he hasn't been cancelled.
Well, good work.
What a bit.
On page 9, Dick Murdoch was on there, so...
Hey, I didn't pick page 9. Don't you tell me what's on page 9.
I'm just saying. I'm sure Dick Murdoch was cancelled. He seems like a dude who would be cancelled. And that's the bit, and that's why we come here.
WWE NXT opened with a battle royal featuring many people whom I did not know.
These aren't real people. They don't exist. These are creator wrestlers that they have superimposed over the match footage, much like they did with the crowd noise, despite there being no crowd.
I don't like fake crowd noise. I hate it. I really hate it. It really gets my nerve.
It irks me and it creeps me out. I don't like hearing people when they don't exist.
And I find it like actively off-putting. It's like I don't enjoy watching things with fake crowd noise. It's just like, come on.
But at least if there's people in the crowd, I can pretend.
Yeah.
There's no one. It's empty.
Hey, there is still some performance center nerds, wasn't there?
No. I mean, there maybe in the back behind the camera there was, but in the actual surrounding of the ring, there was no one.
That's because they needed them all for this battle royal.
Also, I think because there was a breakout.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah,
Let's have a battle royal while there's a breakout.
There was like Ellie, there was a Raven, there was someone in a mask. I don't know who she was.
The mask lady, I'm pretty sure, was a main roster performer. I think she teamed with Sin Cara when they gave Sin Cara his "Please Don't Go" push.
Oh, is that Katarina?
I think so.
Was she the one in the mask? I don't know.
I think so. There was some lady, there was an Avery, but I don't think it's Australian wrestler Avery. There was some lady that had like every colour in the world on it. Like every primary colour was just blaring from her gear.
You've got to appeal to everybody. You can't leave anybody out.
And, I was real disappointed with Raquel's gear. It's very bad. Plain. Don't like it.
Hope when she has that takeover match with Rhea Ripley that she'll step
Bring
it
out
up.
the big match whites. Actually, that's probably something that Rhea will do.
Candice won. Apparently Tegan Nox is injured again, which is very sad. Because she was jumped before the match and...
NXT's the most dangerous place in the world.
Everyone gets hurt. Yeah, this Battle Royal was every Battle Royal ever. Candice won.
Yeah, Casey Catanzaro was particularly aggravating.
She did the spot twice. Like, I said that you DM'd me being like, I don't know if that spot is stupid or great, but you're settling on stupid. And then I clarified for you because I'm very kind, and you ignored the message.
I probably went, that's true.
That if they didn't do this in literally every single one of these battle royals since Kofi Kingston first did it like a decade ago, it would be cool. The spot where like she goes out and she's on her hands and she crawls back in, or she lands on the barricade and she stands on Caden Carter's shoulders to get back.
I hated that bit. I hated that bit because
Why?
Caden got eliminated, was like, oh, shucks, alright, I hope you get back in. Like, I wanted it to show a bit of like, you just lost an opportunity at challenging for the title at one of the biggest shows of the year, and you're just like, oh no.
She's friends, Liam. They're friends, and friends help one another.
Friends, man. I'm sick of this friend shit in wrestling. No more friends. Just acquaintances.
Yeah, so yeah, if they didn't do this in literally every one of these matches, it would have been cool, but they do this in literally every one of these matches, so it's kind of lame.
Candice win. Candice good. Probably good match.
Takeover.
Yeah.
Fandango set himself up this convoluted tag team title.
It's not really
situation.
that convoluted. They acted like it was the most insane idea ever, and it's like, oh, no, not really. They just one person from each team teams together, and then they fight next week.
Tom Phillips was very confused by this. Actually, it's not fight next week, it's fight sometime in the future, because the reason this match was made was because Bobby Fish was suddenly unavailable.
I wonder why.
So, this probably won't even be a takeover match, but eventually, Tom Phillips is very confused. He's utterly baffled.
Oh god, Tom! He sold it well, though. I got to admit. I think it was stupid for anyone to actually be confused by this, but I thought Tom sold it well.
Yeah, because Vic Joseph suddenly disappeared, as did Wade Barrett. Wonder where they're all gone.
Where have they gone? Wade Barrett comes back and immediately it's like, oh, sorry, man.
You got COVID. Well,
Ciampa.
Oh, Jake Atlas. Like, he comes into this match and it's like, oh, it's my big revenge. And then he just gets his ass kicked again. And he gets his ass thoroughly kicked. And then Ciampa pulls his shoulder up and kicks his ass some more. And he's just like, God, what are you doing to the guy?
But, like, the thing with this Ciampa stuff, it's meant to, like, make him look like this killer. But it's like, he's beating up a dope. A dope who couldn't beat Drake Maverick, who was getting beat up.
It just makes Jake look
Why should
terrible.
I care? It doesn't even make Ciampa look good, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's nothing good comes out of this. And okay, there was a point where like Atlas was gonna do his like the catapult deal that Ciampa does, and the ref was screaming at him that it would be a DQ, and I was like, why the fuck is that a DQ? Is every apron move a DQ now?
Every time you slam somebody into the ring post, is that a DQ? Every time you throw somebody into the turnbuckles, is that a DQ?
Every time someone gets thrown into the stairs during a match, is that a DQ? It's like, oh god, I don't know why these inconsistencies, they grate on me.
They wear you down.
Oh, they do. But like, there was some cool stuff in this, I guess. At least Ciampa is convincing when he beats someone up. It's just I wish he was beating up someone that was worth a damn.
Rich Holland had a profile in which he, I believe, admitted to murdering 4 men.
Alright, so, notorious big pro Rich Holland guy.
Uh-huh.
That's me. Everyone knows it. Everyone sees it. He's too cartoony.
He is. It's like, I'm a rugby player who beats people up, I am. When I was a child, I beat 4 men up, and I left them in the blood of their remains.
Yeah. And I have a billy club because look at me. Bang, bang. It's stupid. Just have him wear it cool. His cool Resident Evil jacket that he wears. He has cool music. Just have him come out and beat dudes up. We don't like this is very 2013 NXT. And not in a good way. This is very Ascension. And yeah, so I guess rugby Aleister Black needs to tone it down a little for my tastes.
Tom Phillips thanked whoever Corey Taylor is for providing culture head. NXT really has
Do you
a
know
sound.
Who Corey Taylor is?
I really don't. No, I'm very out of touch with modern. Like I have never been more out of touch with modern music.
Lead singer of Slipknot?
No, that's not even modern music. I have no excuse for that.
Yeah, that. To be fair, all of his solo stuff is bad.
So there you go. They certainly have a sound.
Well, it's Triple H's Spotify. It's what it is.
Like, we all thought Triple H, like, NXT is Triple H's vanity project. It's really just an excuse for him to get to know, like, bands he likes.
It's just he really wanted to meet Poppy.
Which don't we all?
Yeah.
Except that time that you could have seen her live and didn't.
Yeah, move on. It's a sore subject.
Roderick Strong and Danny Burch defeated Fabian Eichner and Raul Mendoza, which means it's Undisputed Era face Burch and Lorcan for the tag team title shot at some stage.
I like this. I thought this match was good.
I have no memory of it. Literally none.
Really?
I couldn't tell you
really
a thing.
Fun.
It might have been, but I couldn't tell you a thing that happened.
I'm a real sucker for heel stables having to work together. Or not even having to work together, of just heel stables colliding. So to have Imperium and Phantasma.
Legado del Fantasma, yes, that's
that's exactly what it is. Having them team up, but also be like, your style of wrestling's stupid, mine's cool. It was just, I don't know, it was a good dynamic. And Danny Burch, he has really cool theme music, which I don't think we've ever heard, because I'm pretty sure he just comes out to Oni's theme.
I don't remember it. I don't remember a thing about this match. This is the podcast coverage you come for my take about this match to be I don't remember.
Yeah, it was just some cool like Brit punk shit, but yeah, I thought it was a good match. I like these kind of dynamic, like odd bedfellow matches.
Can't they get along, Liam?
Well, we'll have to find out. Can they get along and overcome the odds?
Austin Theory was being interviewed before Johnny Gargano interrupted, and he was like, "Yo, go beat up Damian Priest for me."
Yeah.
And then we had a match.
Gargano, no, don't associate yourself.
Save yourself from these fools.
Did we miss the vignette, or is that later? Because I remember people talking about it, but then I didn't even notice it.
For who?
There was the return of like this person, and they had like a jacket on, and they were holding the NXT title, and they were like, the date came up of the takeover.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was a return vignette.
Ah, well.
And it's like all like post-apocalyptic, but people think it's Bobby Roode, and I think that'd be a very weird way to bring him back.
Would the post-apocalyptic thing make you not think it's just Killer Cross?
Yes, but I thought he'd still be out.
You would think so. The return of Aleister Black, upset at everybody ripping him off.
I see, that's the thing. I thought it might be Aleister Black. That was my hope, that it could be Aleister coming back. But a lot of people think it might be Bo Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who is still employed. Yeah, so, I don't know. Maybe we'll Bo leave at TakeOver. But I just wanted to mention it because I didn't know where it actually occurred in the show. I only saw it after the fact.
I don't remember this. Maybe in the perfectly legal, definitely legal version of the show that I watched, it was somehow excluded.
And I bet you we watched the exact perfectly legal show, and that's why maybe both of us missed it.
Damian Priest defeated Austin Theory. I don't care. He won.
It was a pretty good match, though.
I can't activate my critical brain watching Austin Theory anymore.
It's so... brr. I don't know. What do you want us to say? What do you want us to say, huh?
Apparently after this match is when that thing aired, so...
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. He threw something at a glass, and the glass shattered, and the glass ceiling smashed.
It's clearly retribution is coming to NXT.
I hope it's T-Bar.
T-Bar.
My close personal friend, T-Bar.
Rich Holland... I don't remember.
I'm close personal friends with all of them because it's a Mad Max inspiration.
Listen, I did watch this NXT show, and I do not remember this Rich Holland match.
There was a Rich Holland match?
Apparently he squashed somebody.
I also have no clue of this match.
Alright,
maybe our perfectly legal stream of NXT missed something.
This is is unfortunate that I have to check this now. That our perfectly legal, definitely legal, perfectly legitimate way of watching NXT forgot to include these things, and I'm
Wait. No, I do remember this match.
Go on.
Holland, he took the dude up into the corner and he just like headbutted him like 5 times in a row, and it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, okay.
He also had a pretty bad pounce. I was pretty disappointed in the pounce, but everything else was good.
Period.
Like if you're gonna do the pounce, you got to put some stank on it.
Yeah, if you can't rip off Monty Brown and do it badly.
Exactly.
That's not how it works. You gotta pay respect to the legends of the biz.
And now we to the main event of the evening.
Yes, the Gauntlet Eliminator, in which Kyle O'Reilly defeated, who did he beat in the end? It was Cameron Grimes in the end, to get a shot at the NXT Championship. He'll face Finn Balor in only his 5th singles match in NXT. 5th singles match in NXT is his takeover title shot. This is mad. That's a good match, though.
Yeah, it's a cool match. It's a shame that Kyle has to lose.
Well, do you do the turn? Do you do Cole? Because Cole celebrated with him after the match, so it's not. There was no sign of dissension, but you could do it.
I don't know.
I want Undisputed Era to explode, Liam.
Yeah, but like maybe but I don't want it to interfere in the main event. That's the problem. Like I want it to break up, but I don't want some like interference finish. I just want O'Reilly and Finn to have the chance to have a good wrestling match. Because we don't get enough of them nowadays. I don't know, man. This really should have been Kushida.
Yeah, Bronson Reed defeated Kushida. Kyle eliminated Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher, and Cameron Grimes. So they really tried to heat up Kyle.
Well, they had to. He's had like 3 matches.
Also, Kyle was one of the first men out, so he rounded it. As I said, there's only 2 stories you tell in this match. Either someone comes in at the end and steals the win from the person who's fighting valiantly, or someone fights from the valiantly from the beginning and wins. Or fights from the... but they're really the same story, because you either fight valiantly from the beginning and win, or fight valiantly from the beginning and lose. They're the only 2 stories that are told ever in this kind of match.
What did you think of the Eliminator Gauntlet?
I thought it was fine. It was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it was probably the match of the week, but I can't help but feel like it doesn't feel like a very. They just do a gauntlet normal. You know what I mean? Like, why did you have to add this? It turns into a triple threat thing for a bit, and then a fatal 4-way thing for a bit. I don't know.
Then someone gets eliminated. I guess it's more versatile than a gauntlet that way.
Maybe it would have helped to have more people involved.
Or like maybe if you have like tag partners in there, so that you can add a wrinkle where it's like, oh, Roderick Strong is in there and works with Kyle for a while, and you can work that stuff.
But also, why the fuck was Thatcher in this?
Because why was most people in this? Like Bronson Reed has kind of been on and off pushed. Kushida actually hasn't won a match in months.
I'm pretty sure that Thatcher hasn't won in his entire time being there.
He won the fight pit.
He won the fight pit, and then I'm pretty sure he hasn't ever won ever since then.
Well, Cameron Grimes barely ever wins either.
But he beat Finn Balor.
He just shows up and talks about potentially winning.
I got to admit though, I gotta stop saying that. That really fucking annoys me now. Now I've picked up on my own things. I'm gonna try not to say it. I really liked...
There you go.
the pre-match sit-down vignette that they did for this, though. Where everyone just kind of like gave a little, this is why I'm gonna win. Blah, blah, blah. Just little things like that are a good touch to the show.
Actually tries to make you care about these matches instead of just throwing them out.
But yeah, cool. Probably should have been Kushida, but it was a good match, so... What am I to complain about?
Kyle and Finn will do well. I hope.
I wonder what Cole's doing on that show.
Nothing by the looks of it. The go-home is next week.
Maybe Cole will take Fisher's place in whatever the tag gimmick is.
So yeah, that's NXT. Another pretty good show. I don't have strong feelings about either. This is one of those I don't have strong feelings about either week of these shows, Liam. What am I going to do? Who am I going to pick?
Well, that's up to you, because I'm not going to influence it. I'm just going to say that I thought both shows were good, but not great. Unlike Garrett, who has a almost impossible standard for these shows to reach, I accept good on these weeks, and I accept, hey, it's weekly TV, not everything can hit it out of the park.
Hey, I would accept good if both shows were good. Both shows were fine.
Now, these were good shows.
These were fine shows. Poll, in which only 10 people voted in our poll this week. I'm very upset.
Yeah, it's almost like someone forgot to post it.
Listen, I was asleep. You also forgot to post it.
I never post it. You can't just expect me to have the knowledge to post it.
AEW 90%, AEW and NXT 10% with 10 votes. So 9.
That means one person voted for NXT.
That does mean one person voted for NXT.
If you're the one person who voted for NXT this week, I just want you to know I'm with you.
Oh, so you're also picking NXT?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with NXT this week.
No, that means I have a deciding vote, and I don't know which I'm going to pick.
Well, while you think on it, I'll talk about why I picked NXT this week.
Okay.
I thought both shows were about the same, but I liked the main event of NXT a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's why I picked it. The NXT main event was good. It made me laugh at points because there was some people there. I had no clue that were professional wrestlers, and I know a lot of professional wrestlers.
Even though there is 2 matches I do not remember anything about on NXT. You know what? We'll give it the win. Why not? There you go, NXT. Well done. Good victory. Well earned.
NXT didn't have FTR.
That is true. And they didn't have a shitty Miro debut. God damn it.
But Miro's had a good look, though.
He did, he has gigantic shoulders. He's a man who should be a no-brainer. He's a big guy who kills people.
That dude is in tremendous shape.
He has so many shoulders. His shoulders have shoulders.
And he's got cool shooter boots now, where he can kick people's heads off. One day, he's going to wrestle Kenny, and that's going to be the only reason I hold out for Miro.
So your match of the week is the NXT main event?
Yeah.
I think I concur.
You know what match type I want to come back?
The scramble match.
Oh my god, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, see, we're on sync.
Scramble matches rule. I watched one, so now I'm pro scramble.
Hey, Brian Kendrick was once interim WWE champion because of a scramble match.
Yeah, that's the match I watched. The thing with the scramble match is, like, it's a cool match, but it's not a match that's big enough to base a whole pay-per-view around.
No. I think what was the time limit they went for?
I don't know. It was like, I just watched this. I'm not sure.
It was 20, I think, wasn't it?
Sure.
I think my problem was that they needed to be longer.
Yeah, maybe. But they had 3 of them in one night.
Yes.
Which was like, okay, ooh. Like, the first one they did, the Night of Champions, was pretty good for that time.
You can follow us on Twitter at WarGamesPod if you would like to vote
No,
for Paul.
can't do that.
Just
No,
no
you can't
sell your
leave me
scramble
hanging
match.
like that. I just want to talk about scramble matches, damn it.
You can follow me on Twitter at Garrett and you can follow Liam on Twitter at Larrick, and I think his Twitter's still open. It is still open. If you would like more Elite coverage in your podcasting feed, you can listen to everything Elite. If you'd more like more WWE television show coverage in your podcasting feed, you can listen to Shake Them Ropes. Thanks for listening, and bye-bye.
Yeah, alright, bye.